It all begins with Yoto, a dumb office worker who dies after spending his entire old life doing nothing but work. But after death, when he opens his eyes, he finds himself inside a magical dungeon world where killing monsters makes food and items drop. Seeing this, Yoto gets so happy that he almost starts dancing, but then reality hits him hard. His level is only 1, his body isn't strong, and he can't even handle a weapon properly. But when his status gets checked, everyone is shocked because Yoto's drop stat is S rank. Now his low level may look useless, but his drop talent can shake the whole kingdom. An anime begins with Yoto, a dumb office worker who spent his whole life working like a machine. He never had time to enjoy life, never had a real break, and in the end, his overwork completely destroyed him. But after dying, when Yoto opens his eyes again, he finds himself inside a strange magical dungeon world where killing monsters makes food and items drop. Seeing this, Yoto gets so excited that he almost starts dancing, thinking his new life is finally going to be amazing. But then reality hits him hard. His level is only 1. His body is weak, and he can't even handle a weapon properly. At first, everyone thinks he is completely useless, but when his status gets checked, the whole room goes silent because Yoto's drop stat is actually S rank. Now his level may look pathetic, but this one hidden talent is so rare that it can shake the entire kingdom. How did this happen? I only killed a slime, so why did a human appear from it? Yoto could not understand Emily's words at all, so to make things clear, she looked for another slime and killed it. And from that slime, many bean sprouts dropped. Then she explained to him, "Now do you get it? In this place, when you defeat slimes and monsters, food and other useful things drop from them. This dungeon is only level 1, so here you only get bean sprouts." Yoto, still lost and shaken, wondered what was happening to him and whether he was even on Earth anymore. Emily could not understand his situation either, so she took him to a status board where he could check his power. First, she placed her hand on it and checked her own status, which came out completely average. After that, Yoto checked his status, and it showed him as level 1, but his drop stat was S rank. Seeing this, Emily said, "With a score like that, you might get something amazing even from an ordinary slime." Hearing this, Yoto does not give up and decides to try it himself. Emily gives him her weapon first, but it is too heavy for him, so she gives him a bamboo stick instead. Then Yoto somehow manages to kill a slime, and from it, a huge amount of bean sprouts drops. Emily is amazed and says, "In my whole life, I have never seen this many bean sprouts drop from a single slime." After some time, Emily cooks a very tasty meal using those bean sprouts, and when Yoto eats it, he starts crying from happiness, because in his entire life, he had only worked and never truly enjoyed anything. Emily quickly hugs him tightly and comforts him, and Yoto thanks her with a soft heart. Then he asks, "So where can I find a house to live in here?" Emily tells him that there is a town outside the dungeon. While talking, Yoto also learns from Emily that she actually sleeps inside this same dungeon because she does not have enough money. After arriving in the town, Yoto walks around, studies the market properly, and then works day and night by killing slimes and earning money. In the end, he manages to buy a small house, and he places the key in Emily's hand. Emily is surprised and says, "How can I accept this? You earned it with your hard work." But Yoto tells her, "You made such delicious soup for me. At least accept it for that." Because Yoto insists so much, Emily happily agrees to live with him. After that, Yoto goes to sell more bean sprouts, and while doing so, he learns from a girl that there is a dungeon called Nihonium, where extremely dangerous monsters exist, and on top of that, even if someone kills them, nothing drops. Hearing this, Yoto wants to know how true this really is, so he goes there himself to check. There, he faces a monster and somehow manages to defeat it with great difficulty, and when the monster dies, he receives a strange seed-like item. A voice says that one of his stats has increased, and when Yoto checks his status immediately, he finds that his level has not gone up, but his HP has improved. After that, he keeps defeating those monsters and collecting the seeds. Emily also tries killing them, but she gets nothing, and she cannot even pick up the seeds dropped by the monsters Yoto kills. The next day, Yoto enters a level 2 dungeon, where he finds slightly stronger slimes. Compared to the earlier ones, these slimes try much harder to damage Yoto, but because of his new stats, they cannot hurt him. Suddenly, another adventurer arrives there and gets burned, and the carrot he receives from a slime is also smaller than the one Yoto got. The people who had burned that adventurer also arrive, check Yoto's level, laugh at him, and leave. Just then, a bunny girl appears, and Yoto asks, "Who are you? Are those real ears?" After learning that Yoto's level is so low, the bunny girl suddenly attacks him, but then she becomes surprised and leaves from there. Yoto returns home and becomes completely impressed when he sees how beautifully Emily has decorated the house. Emily is also shocked after seeing the huge carrots Yoto brought, because their size is unusually large. Then someone knocks at the door, and when they open it, the same bunny girl is standing there. Yoto asks what she wants, and she suddenly says, "I have fallen in love with you, low-level man." Emily asks, "Yoto, who is this?" and Yoto says even he does not know. The bunny girl hits Yoto again, but this time, nothing happens to him. So she brings another man from outside, hits him, and knocks him out, then says, "See? Why is it not happening with you?" Yoto asks her to first explain why she has come here. The bunny girl takes a carrot out of her pocket, and Yoto finally remembers that this is the same carrot he dropped in the dungeon. She begs him for more carrots, and seeing how badly she is drooling over carrots, Emily invites the bunny girl into their house and cooks carrot noodles and carrot soup for her. The bunny girl eats happily and then leaves right away. The next day, while Yoto is fighting a zombie monster, his bamboo stick breaks, but even without it, he kicks and punches the monster and defeats it. Suddenly, the bunny girl appears there again and starts demanding carrots from Yoto. She says, "Give me carrots quickly or you will die." Yoto tells her to wait outside and says he will bring some. Hearing this, she leaves. And by evening, after finishing his work, Yoto brings carrots for her. She happily starts eating them, and seeing her eat like that, the people around are completely shocked. Someone asks Yoto if he knows her, and he says yes. Then they quickly ask him to sell those carrots to them, saying they are even ready to pay double the price. Yoto wonders what is so special about these carrots, and then he learns that the girl's name is Eve Callis, and she is very powerful. If she likes these carrots, then they must be good quality. Urza buys the carrots from him at a high price, and Yoto just keeps counting the money. But then Eve says she wants more carrots. Yoto tells her that he sold them all. Callis again tries to karate chop Yoto's head, but he stops her hand and promises that he will definitely get carrots for her. Hearing this, Callis becomes upset and leaves. The next day, while working in the level 2 dungeon, Yoto hears noise, so he goes there and sees the captain of 2 adventurers scolding them because they cannot even defeat a weak slime. Hearing all this, Yoto remembers his own boss, who was exactly like that. At that moment, Emily makes him sit with her to eat, and just as they are about to start, Callis arrives after smelling the carrots. The captain tells the 2 adventurers not to be lazy like others, and says that the harder they work, the better quality loot they will get. Callis interrupts, and after feeding carrots to those 2 says, "Look, even without hard work, these taste amazing." The captain gets angry and tries to attack her, but he ends up giving up and leaves. The scene then shifts to Urza, who advises them to get a magical cart so they can carry more items. Both of them accept her advice and go to buy a magical cart, thinking it will not be too expensive, but the first cart they choose costs 10 million, and even the average cart starts at 1 million, so they leave without buying anything. While walking ahead, they hear loud voices from people, and someone says that the monster must have been created from a drop that an adventurer left behind. Just then, they see Urza lying on the ground, and a gorilla monster is about to attack her, but Yoto stops its hand and saves her. Soon, Callis and some others arrive to handle the gorilla. Then Yoto goes to fight it, and everyone supports him, which lets him reach close to the gorilla easily. First, he hits it with a headbutt, and finally, with one punch, he finishes it off. Everyone praises him a lot, and seeing them so happy makes Yoto happy too. Suddenly, he hears a sound and runs toward it, and there he finds a gun lying on the ground, which is definitely not normal in a world like this. Yoto tests it by killing many zombies, and the gun works really well, but it has only one problem: limited bullets. In the level 1 dungeon, Yoto sees a slime attacking Emily, so he saves her. Then, they sit down for lunch. Emily says, "Your new weapon is really useful," and Yoto replies, "Yes, with its help, I think I can go to higher levels now." Then he asks if that girl has not come today, and Emily says she is probably busy. After eating, both of them go to the level 3 dungeon, where killing cockroach slimes gives pumpkins. But the moment Emily sees cockroaches, she loses control and starts attacking them fiercely, shouting that she will kill every cockroach here. Only one pumpkin drops. Yoto quickly tries to take Emily away from there because she hates cockroaches, and he does not want her to lose control again. But then, in the middle of their path, they find a large group of cockroaches, and seeing Emily about to enter a dangerous super mode, Yoto quickly starts killing them before something bad happens. Now he wonders how they will carry all these pumpkins away. Suddenly, with a huge explosion, Callis arrives and asks if there are any carrots for her. After delivering half the pumpkins to Urza, when they return, they find that the pumpkins left behind have gone bad. Emily realizes this must be the cockroaches' doing and angrily says she will kill all of them today. Then more cockroaches start coming, and Yoto rushes to kill them, but all his bullets are already finished. He tells Emily to calm down and says he will quickly do something. After some time, Emily finally calms down and starts apologizing to Yoto. Suddenly, their attention goes to a huge pile of bullets lying in front of them. Someone explains that if a drop is left outside for too long, it turns into something like that. Yoto realizes this means he is getting bullets from killing them. He becomes so lost in his thoughts that when Urza asks him to go on a date with her, he ignores her without even understanding and leaves from there. He places a carrot in an open field and waits for it to turn back into a slime, but before his plan can succeed, Callis eats the carrot. Yoto quickly chases her away and waits again for the carrot to turn into a slime, and after a while it finally happens. He becomes happy and wonders if this thing will also work in Nihonium. Yoto thought it would work there too, but it does not, so he tries something different and throws a skeleton outside, but nothing happens. Urza tells him that dungeon monsters cannot go outside because if they do, they disappear. Urza again indirectly asks him for a date during the conversation, but this fool does not understand her hint and goes away to try something new. This time, he throws the skeleton outside and shoots it before it can disappear. A voice congratulates him and says he has received a freezing bullet. To test it, Yoto uses it on a tree and the whole tree freezes. Then he uses the same bullet inside the dungeon and collects a lot of items with Emily's help. After finishing their work by night, both of them are going home when they meet two people fighting with each other. Yoto asks what happened, and they say their cart fell down. They ask if he can help them, but the other person says it is useless now because it must have turned into a monster. The girl says she will burn it, but the man stops her and they start fighting again. The girl tells Yoto and Emily to leave while she handles it, but Yoto decides to finish this mess quickly by firing a freezing bullet and freezing the entire cart. After that, Emily attacks it with her hammer and solves the whole matter. The two people thank them again and again for saving them. That same night, Emily checks her level, and her stats have improved a lot compared to before. She thanks Yoto and says all of this became possible because of him. The next day, while killing slimes in the dungeon, Yoto finds a necklace and gives it to Emily. He tells her, "This is not an ordinary necklace. If you keep it close to you and kill any slime, the item it drops will become double." Following Yoto's words, Emily tries it, and they really receive double items. After returning home, Yoto sees Emily feeling cramped inside such a small room, so he says they should get another house now and asks what kind of place would be good. Emily asks, "Will you take me with you too?" Yoto says, "Of course, because I only reached this far because of you." Later, while selling bamboo shoots at Urza's place, a lady comes to Yoto and starts talking about buying bamboo shoots from him. Yoto says he has no problem with that. The girl cuts one bamboo shoot in her own style, tastes it, and starts crying happily because its flavor is amazing. She says she does not want to put a price on something this good, but still tells him to accept some money. Yoto says the money is too much. Then he learns that the girl's name is Eric, and she is an expert in food products. If she likes his bamboo shoots, then they will sell for a very good price in the market. Eric suggests that he sign an exclusive contract with her because his bamboo shoots are going to create a huge impact. She says she will sell them as a branded product under his bamboo stick name, and this will benefit him as well. Yoto agrees and says he is ready to partner with her. When Yoto returns to Nihonium, he finds Princess Margaret fighting a skeleton, so he goes to help her. But before he can step in, Margaret's soldiers stop him, and she herself cuts the skeleton's neck and traps it inside a card. They explain that killing monsters in Nihonium gives nothing except air, so they collect that air, and because their princess does this work, it sells very well in the market. Yoto realizes rare air can actually be very useful, so he decides to talk to Emily about what they should do next. After discussing for a while whether they should buy a cart or a house, Yoto and Emily finally decide that right now they need a cart more, because a house can be bought anytime later. The next day, both of them go to the shop to buy a cart, but when they arrive, they find the shop owner's daughter crying. Yoto gently asks her, "What happened? Why are you crying?" The little girl tells him that her father went to collect flowers a long time ago, but he still has not returned. Yoto realizes that those flowers can only be found in one dungeon, and he knows exactly where that place is, so he takes Emily with him and goes to that dungeon to find the girl's father. To move deeper inside, Yoto tries killing one of the stone slimes there, but nothing happens to it, so Emily starts using her hammer to make a path forward. After going a little farther, they find the girl's father sleeping there, and Yoto is surprised because he is not in danger at all. He is simply asleep. Yoto says, "How can you sleep here while your daughter is worried about you?" Then he notices that the word manju is written there and asks what the shop owner is doing in a place like this. The man explains that he needed a light rock to make a new cart, and those rocks are not easy to get. Yoto looks at the rock, then places Emily on his shoulder and somehow manages to get the thing the man had been trying to obtain. After that, they bring the shop owner outside and wait for the rock to turn into limestone again, and when it finally transforms, the man tries to catch it but fails. Yoto helps him by freezing it. Later, back at the workshop, the shop owner completes the cart and gives it to Yoto as a gift. Yoto says, "How can I accept something this expensive from you?" But the man tells him, "This is a small thank you for helping me. And not just today, you helped us before too by taking care of that gorilla." Since the shop owner insists so much, Yoto finally accepts the gift. After filling the cart with all his goods, he goes to Urza to sell them. But when he arrives, he sees a man arguing with her because he believes she is not giving the correct price for his items. The man even gets angry and tries to attack her, but Yoto stops him. Then Yoto brings his cart forward and puts all the man's items inside it, because the cart has a feature that can tell the correct value of things. Even after seeing the correct price, the man refuses to believe it and attacks Yoto, but he is no match for him and loses immediately. After that, Ursa thanks Yoto and gives him a kiss as a reward, then goes aside alone and starts blushing. Some days pass like this, with Yoto and Emily defeating monsters in the dungeon and earning enough money to buy a new house. Yoto tells Emily, "I was thinking, we have so many memories connected to this house, so let's not sell it. We can keep it and come here whenever we want." Emily asks if that will not be too expensive for him, but Yoto replies, "It will be fine. After all, what are we working in the dungeon for?" So Yoto buys a second new house for himself and Emily, and even there Callus somehow arrives and still does not leave them alone. The next day, while fighting dungeon monsters, Yoto notices that he has become strong enough that he no longer even needs a weapon to defeat these monsters. After finishing his work, he is resting for a while when a man named Neptune challenges him to arm wrestling just to act cool in front of his two girlfriends because he had seen Yoto fighting earlier. Yoto accepts the challenge, and the match ends almost as soon as it begins. Everyone there is shocked because Neptune is the leader of one of the strongest organizations in that place. Neptune says they should have a rematch, but Yoto refuses and says there has already been enough drama for today. Suddenly, Neptune attacks Yoto, but he is the one who gets thrown far away. Instead of getting angry, Neptune says, "I like you. Why don't you join our family?" Later, Emily asks Yoto if he really refused them, and Yoto says yes because he is not interested in joining anyone's team. And besides, Emily is already with him. Emily happily tells him he is truly a good person, but then Callus appears and says he is showing off too much for a low-level man. Yoto asks her when she even arrived there. When Yoto returns to Nihonium, one of Princess Margaret's soldiers gives him some boxes as a gift and tells him to only tell his friends about these boxes. At first, Yoto refuses to take them, but then an idea comes to his mind, so he accepts them. Because of these boxes, Yoto can now keep Nihonium seeds inside them, and with that, he can comfortably gather many monsters in one place, defeat them, and collect bullets. During this time, while Emily is about to leave, she looks back at him, and Yoto is killing mummy and zombie monsters to collect 2 special bullets. As Yoto continues collecting more bullets like this, he suddenly feels something strange. Urza later tells him that it must have happened because of a magic storm. Yoto goes to Urza, and she explains everything to him. A magic storm is like a sudden storm that can appear at any time, and when it happens, no one can use magic. Even if someone kills dungeon monsters during that time, nothing drops from them. So adventurers usually treat that day like a holiday. While they are talking, a man named Reese rushes inside and asks everyone for help because his friend Rosa is trapped inside a dungeon called Silicon. Yoto wonders why no one wants to help him, and Urza explains that Silicon is an extremely dangerous place. The monsters there are very dangerous, and magic does not work on them. Yoto tells Reese not to worry and says he will bring his friend back. Then Yoto goes to Silicon and moves forward while burning the monsters there. Meanwhile, Emily comes looking for Yoto and learns that he has gone to Silicon to save someone. On the other side, Yoto finds Rosa, but at that moment, a monster appears in front of him. He tries to shoot it, but his bullets run out. The scene shifts to Emily and Callus, who are heading toward Yoto. At the same time, we see a flashback of Emily's mother, who was also an adventurer and had the same mindset as Yoto. She wanted to save everyone. Because of that, she died while saving others. And Emily does not want the same thing to happen again, so she is rushing to save Yoto. After going a little farther, Emily and Callus finally meet Yoto. They tell him that they will protect Rosa while he makes bullets for himself. After that, Emily and Callus handle the monsters, and during that time, Yoto kills zombies and collects bullets. Then he says, "All right, I will take care of the rest from here." Sometime later, outside, Reese is waiting for Yoto, and then Yoto comes out carrying Rosa. Reese says her condition is still very bad, but Yoto tells him not to worry as long as he is there. Yoto uses the white super bullet he had received earlier, and because of it, Rosa gets healed. Reese says he does not even know how to thank all of them. Seeing Yoto smile like that, Emily remembers the same kind of kindness in her mother, and this makes her even happier. The next day, Yoto comes to Urza's place to sell some watermelons. Eric arrives there, tastes his watermelon, and once again starts crying from happiness. She tells Yoto to sign a contract with her for these watermelons too, and Yoto agrees. Then she suddenly remembers that watermelons are found in the level 5 dungeon and asks if he has made his license yet. She explains that if he wants to go to level 6 or higher dungeons, he needs a license. Otherwise, he will not be able to sell goods to buyers like her. Following Urza's advice, Yoto takes Emily and goes to make his license. At first, the examiner does not believe in Yoto at all, and doubts that this weak-looking man can can even go beyond level 5. But Yoto is smart. First, he uses his brain to burn the metal slime, then freezes it, and finally finishes it with one punch. The examiner becomes impressed and tells him he has passed the exam. A few days later, Yoto buys an expensive fish from somewhere and places it in an open field. The fish turns into the same gorilla monster, but this time Yoto defeats it very easily and gets another pistol. Emily quietly thinks that with 2 guns, Yoto might start looking like a real troublemaker. But when Yoto asks if she said something, she says she did not say anything. When Yoto reaches Urza's place and sees her looking sad, he asks her the reason. She tells him that in the level 6 Silicon dungeon, a group named Albert has gone on strike over rice because they want more money, and unless they get it, they will not give rice to anyone. Hearing this, Yoto goes to check the place himself. There, he meets Neptune, who has also come for the same reason. Neptune says he is thinking of blowing them away and ending the whole matter by force, but Yoto tells him to stay out of it and says he will try something. After that, Yoto goes inside the dungeon alone. When some members of the Albert group see the gun in his hand, they call many of their companions, but even together, they cannot do anything to him, and Yoto puts all of them to sleep. They ask how he did that, and Yoto explains that this is a healing bullet, but when he uses it with another bullet, it becomes a sleeping bullet. This goes back to the time when Yoto got his second gun and tried many new combinations, which helped him learn all of this. Seeing Yoto solve the whole problem like this, a man who looks like Katapa calls him aside to talk. He says, "My name is Clint, and I am the chief of this dungeon city. You already know that vegetables come from our dungeons. In the same way, meat comes from our neighboring city, Hitor. But somehow, a new problem has appeared between the 2 cities. Then Clint explains that a new dungeon has appeared between the 2 cities, and in that dungeon both vegetables and meat can be found, so he wants control over it. Yoto asks what will happen if Clint does not get it, and Clint says, "You are asking that because you do not understand. A city's economy moves through dungeon money, and that is exactly why we need that dungeon no matter what." To calm his anger, Clint eats a few sugar cubes, and after becoming a little calmer, he explains that the ownership of a dungeon depends on the percentage of the things kept inside it, which means vegetables versus meat.